Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we're going to explain the VIN check scam. What is that? Well, let's go over it quickly. I've got my 2021 Tesla up for sale, and I received no less than 7 scammers in about, maybe 6 or 7 hours. And all of them eventually got to asking me to go check my VIN number and provide them with a report from scam websites, or sites at least that I thought were scams, like vinsking.com and goautovin.com. I'm in Canada, so there was canadavinreport.com. You might ask, how did I know these were a scam? Well, firstly, I sell a lot of cars and I buy a lot of cars, a couple of cars a year, because I just like cars. So the first thing that set me off was, I've never heard of these guys. Second thing, look at this vinsking.com site. So it just didn't smell right to me. I'm looking at this report that they've got up here, and it's got things like transmission fluid and brake lines and yeah, okay, this is a virtual they're not looking at the actual car, they're looking at the vehicle information number, which is a VIN is. So that was just weird. And also when I scrolled down and got to orders, this just looked bush to me, just didn't look proper. Now, if you go to goautovin.com, you can see it looks a little better, but it still just didn't quite look right to me. So how did I figure out that these sites were scams? That, goautovin.com scam is actually a scam? Well, I just Googled it. So let's do that. I went to a new browser page and I typed in scam, goautovin.com. So let's go to this online threat site. Let's click on that one. And there's a lot of people reporting it as a scam. And what they say is that the site has been repeatedly sending the same report for different vehicles. Well, that's a pretty good clue. Let's see if ScamDoc thinks goautovin.com is a scam. And it's got a rating of 5 there. That's pretty bad. Oh, by the way, this is completely unsponsored. Nobody's paid for anything. This is all totally legit. One of the things I like to look at is when the site was created. And this site, scamdoc.com, actually gives you the date. It was created June of last year. So it's just a few months old. So if somebody gets a hold of you and says, I've been selling cars for a long time with these guys, or I only use these guys. Yeah, well, they're lying because they've only been around a short period of time. How can you check this? Just go to Google and put in who is, and let's do goautovin.com. And something that should set you off right away is that instead of actually taking to the who is, which is registration information for the domain, it's actually just fraud, scam, goautovin.com, scam, goautovin.com, fraud, goautovin.com. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea that there's a problem here. But instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is just go off to one of the major registration sites. I like GoDaddy, so let's go down, and most of these major registration websites will have something called Who Is at the bottom here. Who Is just tells you about the registration. Goautovin.com. Let's type that in and do a search, and it'll tell you all about who registered that domain. And you can see here that that domain was registered by Instra Corporation, and it's brand new. It was created back in June. It's like 6 months old. That's a pretty good idea that that's a scam. Now let's go over and explain why this is so very dangerous. You might think that you'll just be out $30 or $40 or $50 or whatever they're asking. However, it's much, much, much worse. What you're worried about is that you're giving a scammer your home information, your home address, and personal information, and your credit card number. So what's to stop them from saying they're going to charge you, say, $60 here, $59.99 for a VIN check, and actually charging you $600 or $6,000 for that matter? You won't know it probably for a few days. And even if they don't do that, what's to stop them from charging you again tomorrow? And beyond that, what's to stop them from reselling your just verified credit card and home information to a bunch of other scammers? So these guys aren't scamming you, but now 100 other guys are, from completely different people that are unrelated to vinsking.com or goautovin.com. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but I'm saying there is nothing to stop them from doing that. Now, if you don't want to use carfax.com because you think, hey, let's get some competition in this marketplace, not a problem. There are a couple of others that I can recommend because I actually have used these before. vincheckup.com. Legit site, I paid, and it gives you accidents, recalls, title history, previous owners. And I know at least last year, the last time I used them, it was legit. Another one that I've used is vinaudit.com. And again, the last time I checked this was some time ago, but they were legit back then. Hey, if you found this video useful, please give us a big thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And subscribe's also always appreciated. You can always get a hold of us at www.partisanissues.com, where we cover all kinds of things about electric vehicles, the energy industry, these types of scams. And we just stick to the facts. We don't get into much in the way of opinion. Or you can always just enter a question or comment below, and if we don't get back to you, somebody else will, because on YouTube, everybody has an opinion. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.